Okay, let me guess. You looked at your production numbers yesterday and they look great. Maybe you hit 2 million this year. On paper, it finally feels like you made it. But when you open your bank account, that feeling suddenly disappeared.
But then you look at your schedule for next week and you realize your lead assistant just gave notice, and now you suddenly have a knot in your stomach.
And you're wondering why the guy down the street, whose crowns don't even seal properly, has 50 new 5-star reviews and you have none. But here's the real question. If you're producing 2 million, why does it feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck? Why is there no cash in the operating account to pay the tax bill? You are an expert clinician, but you're flying the plane blind when it comes to the business. That stops now. Welcome to the Dental C-Suite, the executive team built for your private practice. You are listening to the Dental C-Suite, the strategic alliance for independent dentists, covering the 3 pillars of practice success: people, profit, and patience. From the Dental C-Suite, here are your hosts. Welcome to the very first episode. I'm Charlie Beaulieu, founder of Title Accounting. I spend my life looking at the numbers behind dental practices, helping owners move from high production to actual high profit. But I realized a long time ago that I can't fix a P&L statement just by cutting costs. You can't save your way to growth. You need a team that says, or you need a team that stays, and a phone that rings. That's why I brought these two to the table. Hi, I'm Kyle Hamilton from the Dental Marketing Company. My job is top line. I make sure that the world knows you exist so that Charlie actually has some revenue to manage.
And I'm Jessica Beretti from Modern HR Solutions. I handle the middle because you can have great marketing and a great budget, but if your people are unhappy, none of it matters.
Exactly. And that's why we started this podcast. I was seeing clients, brilliant dentists, who were bleeding money, not because they were bad dentists, but because they were making business decisions in a vacuum. Right. They'd spend $5,000 on ads, but didn't actually have the staff to answer the phone. Or they give everyone a raise they couldn't afford because they were terrified of turnover. We realized we need to solve these problems together. I want to talk to the owner listening right now who feels the golden handcuffs. You've built a successful practice on paper. You're driving the nice car, but you can't sleep at night.
It's really the isolation. They feel like they have to have all the answers for their team. It's boss, can I have a raise? Boss, I need new equipment, and so on and so on.
And the default answer is always yes, because they just want the problem to go away. But every yes eats into their margin. And they're fiercely independent, right? They don't want to sell to a DSO. They hate the idea of corporate dentistry. They do. But here's the hard truth. The DSOs are winning because they have a chief financial officer, a chief marketing officer, and a chief human resources officer. The private practice owner just has, well, themselves, and maybe a spouse who is tired of hearing about it. This podcast is your fractional C-suite. We are the infrastructure you are missing. We're going to run this show like a board meeting. We're going to take real problems we see in our firms and dissect them for you. And we're probably going to argue about them. Oh, we will. Let's look at the classic example, hiring an associate. A client comes to me and says, Charlie, I'm tired. I want to hire an associate to take the load off. My first instinct is the math. An associate is going to cost you another 25 to 30% of your collections immediately, plus lab fees, plus supplies. If your overhead is already running at 75 or 80%, hiring an associate means you are literally paying for the privilege of them working there. You will lose money.
See, and before any of that, I jump in and say, forget the money for a second. Do you have a mentorship plan? What's your onboarding plan like? Because if you throw a fresh grad into a busy schedule with absolutely no support, they're going to burn out very quickly. They'll leave a bunch of open margins and they'll quit in 6 months.
And I'm sitting here saying, guys, you're both playing defense. If we hire the associate, we can open Fridays and Saturdays. I can market your clinic as emergency dentistry and weekend appointments available. We can easily add 400K in revenue just by having an extra body for the chair. And that's the magic. Kyle says grow, Jessica says stabilize, and I say make it profitable. You need all 3 voices to make the right decision. That's what this show provides.
And we're going to cover it all. hiring, compensation, key performance indicators, SEO, patient retention, you name it.
But we're going to do it with the respect of your time. I know the value of an hour. We aren't going to ramble. We're going to give you the diagnosis and the prescription.
We're going to be dropping new episodes every 2 weeks.
So here's my request. If you want to stop feeling like an employee in your own business and start acting like the chairman of the board, subscribe to the Dental C-Suite.
We're excited to do this with you.
Let's look at the numbers. Let's build a business that serves you, not the other way around. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Dental C-Suite. For show notes or to ask a question to the board, visit www.thedentalcsuite.com.